Hello everyone, I'm Dhruvika, the DT for Tubbycraft. I'm so glad all of you are here, and today I'll be telling you how to create the interactive slimline card. So, we have a few people here, but is it okay if we wait for some more to come? Hi Archana. Hello. Hi Peperica. Hi Andrea. Hi Viditaka. Hi Janice. Hello. Okay, so till the time other people join in, I'll just tell you little things about why we chose for going for the interactive slimline card. So the whole idea was like whenever you receive a card or something, no, if it, in case it has got this interactive element in it, I think it becomes a lot more fun for all of us, isn't it? The little surprise, the little small things are really, really important, and they just add the whole thing once you receive it. So we decided why not we go for the interactive slimline cards. And also I remember we all had a polling wherein you guys had selected and wanted us to do something which is related to slimline cards. Okay, so I see new people joining in. Friends, it's going to be a very, very simple card wherein I'll tell you what are the barest minimum things that we require to make any card, interactive without the use of dies. At times, what we do is we get a lot of dies, but either use them once or twice and don't really use them so efficiently. Hello, Shruti. Hello, Mugdha. Hello, Bhavani. Hello, Dipti. It's so nice to see all of you here. Hello, Fatima. Okay, so I'll tell you little basic things that we'll be using today. So I'll be using the Tubby ink colors. Which one is the light pink I shall be using. I'll be using one of my really favorite one, which is the jet black ink once again. And the best thing about this particular ink is that it can be used on any kind of coloring medium, be it the watercolors or you use the inks as watercoloring, the coping markers or anything, and it works really, really great. And the other stamp that I'll be using is Make a Wish stamp, this one. I hope all of you have seen the card that we had on our promo, wherein this is the card that we'll be making today. Yeah, so it's a little basic card, but I'll teach you a lot of things. It's got a little masking, the stenciling, everything out here. Hello Neha, hello Nidhi. Okay, so if you guys say, shall we go ahead? Hello Radhika. Come, let's get started with it now. So these are my things, supplies. I'll just fix up my camera. Give me a moment, please. Okay, So can you see my desk here? Yeah. So what all things I'll require, I'll show you. The stamp that we are going to use is the Make-A-Wish stamp. I have a few pattern paper, the measurements of which I shall be telling you. Then I have a card here for which I have just stamped a few trees, a card base, and we'll be using this stencil. Okay, so before I get started with the whole mechanism, I'll tell you how do we start. Okay, so this particular card, this measures 8 by 3 inches because the card base that I'm using is actually 8.5 by 3. So the idea is that we put it somewhere here and we will have the border around. So let's get started with the card now. So for this I shall start with this stencil. This is a beautiful wave stencil wherein if you put it this way, it becomes the clouds. If I invert it, it is really good for the waves. Okay, so I'll just hold it like this since it is a very sturdy stencil, and I'm using my blending brush here, and I shall be using the light pink Tubby Craft ink. I'll just take a little amount, not too much, and very gently shall we just start stenciling like this. It's okay if we don't mask the trees, we'll just ignore them somewhere because finally we are going to cover it with some gray color. You'll appreciate the quality of the inks once you start using them. They are very, very good, and if you see, I'm using very little amount of it. Now once I'm doing all this, I'm leaving some part here very light because I want to keep it as the portion of my grass, like the way I did for this card. If you see, we've made a little land for our critters to celebrate their birthday. Yeah, so this is done, and I shall just move a little ahead, and very gently we'll again take this and color it off. You see how beautifully these spread up? This is really, really easy and nice. With this small brush, it becomes easier to stencil through the trees. So this way our stenciling is done. No, party is completely okay, while if we don't use the banters. I think banters are really, really important, and this particular set is really amazing. If you see, it has got all the elements. It's got the banter, it's got the cake, there's this bear who's blowing the candle, and other bears as well in the party, right? So I'll be using this particular banter here, and I'll be using my acrylic block again by Tubby. And it's a beautiful ergonomic product wherein your fingers can actually come in here, and it's amazingly good. So now I will just pick this up here like this. I'll be using my black ink, black Tubby ink, like this. Okay, so I'm using this as a guide. So what I'll do is I'll make this as a center, so all the bunting, they come and end in the center like this. So it will give us an idea that it is going somewhere in the sky and the party is quite a big one. I'll re-ink it again, and then I shall put it like this so that it ends up here. Like this. See. Now once it is done, it is time to add some of it here as well. So I don't ink it completely, but some part of it, and ink it here. Similar thing, we'll do it here, but from the other side. So I'll link up the other side as well. You see, I don't have to press it very hard because the inks are already very juicy out here. Yeah, so this is done. Now it is time to put the banters here. So it's very simple. What I'll do is I'll just ink the two triangles like this, and with my chamois I'll remove the ink from here. And very gently I'll see that I put it here like this. Okay, so not an issue. If something happens of such a thing that we're not able to stamp it, the best thing is the pen. This is the Copic watermark pen. When what we can do is we can use it like this, so nobody will get to know, and your project is not spoiled at all. Other thing, if you have problems in stamping it here because it's a narrow portion, what I can also do is I can hand draw with this particular pen. So here I'll put some vertical lines like this. So now when this is done, in this card I also use some birds, which are completely optional, but I thought if the bears are having fun, why not the birds come around and have a look at themselves. So this is a bird, and I'll just stamp it again like this, and let's have it here, and some bird is coming from, let's say, here. I'm not stamping the whole of it so that it will appear that she's in motion, that she's just joining in. Also, now I'll take a pencil and draw some ground up here like this. Now this will give us a guide that once I'll be sticking my bears, they'll be somewhere here and the cake shall be here. Now when I do this, I'll have to ensure that the continuity is not broken. If there is land here, it will be here as well, and some of it will show here and something like this. A beautiful landscape really helps in bringing up the whole thing. So what I'll do is, I'll use my alcohol marker now to just mark the boundaries. Like this. Now we'll just color it. I will not be seeing the shading of it because it's very small to see the shading. So in this case, what we'll do is we'll just keep doing, because finally we'll be pasting our bears as well here. So I'm just using my lighter shade of the green and finishing it off like this. It's always nice if you have the longer strokes and not the smaller strokes, you know, it really helps that way. Like this. Now to add some more interest to it, I suggest having some darker shade of green and just flicking around like this. More so near the trees. It'll give the little realistic look of the grass. Like this. Now I thought there have to be some flowers here. Like if you see in the main this one, I had stamped some flowers as well. So what I do is I will take my block again and just stamp it directly on here, because the colors that we are going to use for the flowers are going to be really bright. So I just stamp it here. Don't worry about where exactly you're stamping, because it'll keep changing. So one, I think I'll just put it on at an angle here somewhere. Okay, so once I'm done this, I'll just try to color them. I'll color them with some bright colors, because the birthdays are really bright, aren't they? I really think if the whole day is bright, you are smiley, cheery, and you forget all the worries, isn't it? And I think it's only in the card making, wherein you can actually use this pink background and make it so dreamy. Okay, so I'm making it pinks and yellows. I think I really want to have one orange flower here as well, and one here. Oh yes, Dikshita, birthdays are bright. Definitely they are. And I'll have again a yellow color flower here. I think I missed out one. Shoes, I'll fill it with this. And again I'll take my green marker and fill in the leaves. For the bird, I think I generally like the blue-green birds. I don't know why. So I'll use a BG color. And do you see that how forgiving are these particular inks, that if we are using our markers on it, it is not interfering at all with what we want. So I think that's really, really important to note that the inks are amazing. They're superbly wonderful. You can use any medium. If you like the pencil colors, you can use them as well. If you like the watercolors, it is just that you can change the paper. The paper that I'm using today is a Nina Solar White, and I really like for the way the colors, they really pop up. And now for the beak, I'll be using my yellow orange. I see the eye of my bird is little dim here, so I'll make it stronger, and like this. Now we'll go for the trees. The trees are generally better if I do it in blue grays. So I'm using a BG3 for me, and just very lightly going upon the outlines like this. I hope you guys are all following me. The good thing with a lot of images where there are in the card, you don't really have to worry about the shading and all, because generally, since there is so much going on in the background, I think it becomes not so important to see whether the shading is happening or not. But yes, if in case you're using one or two images only, then it's definitely recommendable to use the shading, because our background is pink. And while I'll add the colors of the bunting as well, you'll see that the whole attention will go away from the coloring part for so. Now once I've done this, I'll just fill in the colors. It's a lighter shade of the gray that I'm using here for the birch trees. So what all things do you like to do on your birthdays? Please share. I would just love to know. Other than just baking a cake for you, probably for your children, decorating the house, inviting their friends, what is another very significant aspect that you look forward on your birthdays? Please let us know in the comments. Okay, so majorly our coloring is done, and I'll also tell you how will I be coloring my different elements. But before that, I think I'll just do a fast coloring of the bunting. So there is no sequence per se. I'm just taking every third one probably with the color red. Like this, and I take my, generally what I really like is whatever the color is of the elements, it's always good to repeat them somewhere again in the coloring. So we used a lot of red and pinks, and that is how I used it here. Since I used the blue green for the bird, I thought I'll also go ahead and do a blue green again. So I'm doing a blue green here. I think a lot of repetition of the colors is okay. It doesn't really interfere with the eyes. Otherwise, the focusing of on so many different colored elements becomes really difficult. So this I've done. Since we've used a yellow, I shall be coming again with some yellow here, like this. Don't worry about the different patterns that I'll tell you how to look to color them as well, like this. Okay, so another color I think is blue. Somehow blue is missing in action today. So yeah, so this is blue. I get some blue here, and like this, and some here. Now we come to the actual part wherein this small detailing. So for detailing, what I'm doing is I'm taking a Persian blue, and I'll just go in, put it in the bunting like this. Like this, the different elements, you can just color them up with this one. Okay, so majorly this is done. Now it is time to put our elements, and to do so, what I've already done is I've colored a few images from the same set, and I have about 2 to 3 bears. So what we'll do is we'll again take this as a guide, and I'll start pasting it somewhere here. One shall come here. The birthday little guy shall be here with his cake here. Probably I think it is his girlfriend. Really happy for him celebrating his birthday, or probably getting old. So yeah, so okay, so another images as well, but I think I'll tell you how did I color this one because I really enjoy this little girl here. Okay, so it's really simple. I'm taking this particular bear here, this little girl, and stick it on the acrylic block. I'll have to tell you that these particular stamps are amazing. They do not lose the stickiness and they're very flexible enough to stick on any of the acrylic blocks, but I would recommend using this particular block because the grip of the block is really amazing, so you have to use this one. And I'm again inking it up really well and just go ahead and press it. The best way to maintain the health of your stamps is once you use it up, just wipe it with some really soft cloth and make sure that it's damp like this, so it gets cleaned off easily and there are no remains of the ink. Now this girl has got some cute little things like the little bow. I really like this element, the bow, which has to be a pink for me. This heart has to be again pink. Probably the clothes that she's wearing can be little different, but I think I'll have again the shade of pink only because I just love pink. Okay, so when this is done, I'll come in with my E1 marker, E31, and just put some. The peripherals of the body can be made a little darker and the stomach and all can be a little lighter like this. Okay, now when it comes to the body, I have my this marker, E51, and very gently color her like this. Try to push in the color from outside to inside so that you will have an effect of shading already like this. Generally the facial features are whiter and on the edges we can have something darker like this. Now I think there should be a little more shading, so I'll take a darker shade again and do something like this, some shadow under her bow, something here and here. I think that is pretty okay. We'll give her a little blush. So I'm using a lighter shade and I give her a blush somewhere here, some here, and I'll also add some blush to my other base. Okay, now what we'll just do is I'll fussy cut this little girl here. I recommend using any scissors as long as you are steady, doesn't matter much. And then we shall stick all our images with the 3D foam tape. While you cut, make sure that your scissors are there. It is just that you're rotating the paper. It becomes much more easier rather than just changing the angle of your scissors. Okay, so I think I'm just taking a little more time in fuzzy cutting. I'll finish it off a little fast. I think at times when it is a birthday, the most excited people are our brothers, sisters, or our better halves, our parents. I don't know, I think that's one of the most favorite things of mine, to see other people happy on my birthday. I think that brings a lot of cheer and happiness. I don't know. Okay, so we have all our elements here, and this is a background that we made. This one, I'll just take some foam tape and start adhering it. I'll start with this little guy out here and stick it. I would recommend using a lot of tape, because I don't know, but I think there's no fun if you receive a card which is already withering out. Doesn't make sense, right? So this one comes out here, and this is the cake that I'm taking. Let it be little near to him. Okay, so I also had colored this balloon, which probably I don't know, but girlfriend or a sister, I think seems like a girlfriend to me. Okay, so she's already excited. Come up with the balloon out here, and again I take my Copic marker pen and create the string like this. Okay, so if you now compare, we've almost come here. Now it is time to add these sentiments. Blow a candle, make a wish. So I'll show you the stamp again. It's got beautiful sentiments. It's got blow a candle, have a very happy birthday, make a wish. So I think since you're already blowing a candle, let's have blow a candle and make a wish. I think that's important, isn't it? It's always important to make a wish and strive for what you will be doing the whole year and keep working towards it. Okay, so I put it here. As I told you, they are super good. They're sticky, so they will not come off while I stamp it. Put some ink and just say blow candle, make a wish, and put it up. Okay, so that looks perfect. Now the most awaited part of the evening is making the mechanism. Thank you so much, Jaya. Okay, so we'll start with the mechanism. Take out your pens and papers so that I can give you the measurements, and yeah. I recommend using a lesser GSM paper. So take down very, very cautiously, although I'll mention it in the blog as well. So, okay, the length that we shall be looking towards is, I'll be telling you it in centimeters, okay? So it'll be 13.5 5 centimeters and the length shall be 11 centimeters, like this. So this will be 11 and this will be 13.5. And I'll use a scissors rather than my cutting tool, because since it is all in centimeters. Why I wanted to use a lesser weight paper is because the whole mechanism that we're going to use will involve a lot of folding. So if your card or this particular mechanism paper is very sturdy, it will be difficult for you to fold it later on, like this. So our area of interest is this. This is 13.5 and this is 11 centimeters. Now very carefully just keep having a look out here. So I mark 2, I might mark 4, I mark 5, I mark 10 and a half, 12 and a half, and the leftover is 1 centimeter. Now keep drawing the vertical lines. Just straight vertical lines like this. Like this. Now on the right hand side edge, mark 2 points. One is 2.5 and now from 2.5 count 2 centimeters. So 3.5 and 4.5. Now very lightly draw the line like this. And on the left hand side we shall mark 6.5 centimeters. And again draw the line in the first box, leave the second one and take the third one instead. Now we don't want this part, we don't want this part, and I'll keep telling you. Okay, so let's start cutting on the lines like this and like this. So this is removed, we don't want that. Now we come to the second one like this and like this. We again don't want this part. Like this. Okay, I'll keep showing you what exactly are we doing. Okay, so the mechanic, okay, you will not be able to see it because, okay, so now herein we don't want this, we don't want this, we want this part but we don't want this part. Okay, we'll cut this part, dig in like this and remove this as well. Okay, now you'll have to start scoring. I'll tell you how we score. This particular line is to be scored. So I get my scoring tool. Yeah. So this line, like I told you, this requires to be scored. Like this. And fold. Do it like this once. It is important because this is going to be one of the major mechanisms out here. The second line that we drew needs to be scored again, like this. So again score it like this. So this is what will get stuck on the card. Now we'll come on to the right hand side where we need to score this particular portion as well. So this becomes like this. We'll also have to score this one, but there is much more left to be done right now. So I'm just scoring, I'm not going to fold it. So that's the use of this one. Now from here, if you see, you remember it was 2.5 centimeters. So it is still 2.5. What I'll do is I'll mark 1 centimeter from here and I'll fold it, which was already scored. Now once I fold it, I still have that mark which I can see, and very gently I'll put a line like this, which will be a diagonal. Now once I have this diagonal, on this diagonal I'll fold it inside like this. Okay. Okay, so there's one thing that I didn't tell you was we need to cut it from here as well, because this is going to be our another flap, and cut it through the center of the triangle that we just made here. Okay, so I'll show you again what we did. We just folded it from the scored line and went on to make this triangle. Now once we do it like this, so we have a folding mechanism like this. So this will be our top part where one of our bears will be stuck. That I'll tell you what do we do ahead. Okay, so this is our one thing. Similarly, we need to do it here. So I shall just fold it like this. This was initially 6.5 centimeters. So I'll take 2.5 centimeters from the base, mark it up till here. Again, draw a hypotenuse from here to the vertex. Fold it like this. So once I fold in it here, I can again do it here, because now I know how is it going to move. Okay, so this shall go like this and this shall go like this. Okay, so this is the whole mechanism that will work. Now I'll show you. This is the where what we've done is, when we open it, this one goes inside, this little girl shows up, and when I close it, this gets folded in and this comes up. Okay, so now I have this base ready, right? You remember it was 8.5 by 3.5 inches. What I'll also recommend is, when you score this particular card base, make sure it is well pressed, because the whole mechanism basically works on the crease of the card base. So if this is not well pressed, this mechanism will not work very smoothly the way we want it. Okay, so before I move ahead, we've already made the outer side of the card. Now since I don't have the pink colored card base, so I'll tell you a trick. Whenever you want a coordinated color cardstock and you don't have it, you can use the dye inks. These are really good. Just smoosh it like this, like this, and you see how juicy they are, and I need not worry about it at all. See, so this is done. I'll just wipe it off so that I don't spoil it. Okay, so now this is completely ready. Doesn't look that I did not have the coordinating cardstock. Okay, so I've missed a few points here and there. I'll just give it a touch up. Like this and like this. Okay. Hi Lakshmi. Okay, so this is where now I'll paste it with my glue. Be generous in applying the glue, it really helps. And just paste it here like this. The color of the light pink one is very similar to the sponge sugar of the distress ink. So in case you're wanting to refill it, I would suggest go for a Tubbycraft dye instead. Okay, so now I wanted to make this particular portion little bit fun, more fun. So I have this pattern paper with me, which I'll put it here. Like this, smear it well and go ahead and paste it. So this is exactly 8.5 by 3.5 inches, and the inner portion for the card was 8 by 3, this one. Okay, so now since we've done this, I also have made a die cut bunting. Like I told you, I don't think any birthday is ever done without the bunting. So this I'll paste it here. It'll be a little fun to add. You can embellish the whole inside of the card with much more things if you want. So I'm just taking it here, putting it inside like this. Okay, yeah. So now I'll fold it here. Sorry. Okay, so bunting is done by the die cut. I have some die cut here with me. I've used that particular one. But what you can also do is, the easiest way could be that you can use the same stamp, this one, put it somewhere and fussy cut it. I was little too lazy to fussy cut it. That is why I used my bunting here, this one die cut. But this can be easily made. If what else we could have done was we could have stamped it everywhere. That could also have been done. Okay, so now that I'm done here, this is my mechanism. And now we shall just, I'll tell you how do we paste it. Okay, so this will basically go like this. Now what you do is, very gently and on the corners especially, put in all the glue like this. smear it well, because if we do not put it the way we should be doing it, it will not work. I've just placed it on the crease like this. Okay, now I'm coming on this particular portion, smearing it again like this, and close it. Now when I close it and open it, it will be stuck like this. Okay, and this shall be ready to go inside like this. Now this portion out here, again we glue it. Just smear it carefully like this, and again close the flap. Press it little bit. Okay. Hello Ishani ma'am, how are you? So nice to see you. Okay. Yeah. So this is our whole mechanism, and this is done. Now, you remember I had another piece of pattern paper, this one. It is here, and this shall be used later on to just cover the whole mechanism. I don't think anybody would want to see the different lines that we made. So this is what we shall be doing. So here what I do is, I'll again add some glue on the white portion. Hello Anu, I think you missed the whole mechanism. And then I just put it like this and again close. So when I close, the extra portion can be cut from here. So this basically measures mota 6 by 5 centimeters like this. So once I'll open it up, it'll be, this is the whole mechanism. Now you remember these things, so this can go inside like this. Okay, so I wanted to have this one out here because it is his birthday today, so I paste it here. It'll fold up like this. Now in our case, what has happened is that the length of the bear is also big, so I'll just cut this one at some angle so that it doesn't get lost somewhere. Put this up here, put up my little bear here, and this one I would want to come here like this. So I'll put up some glue and paste it like this, and just like this. So once I close it, it'll go like this and come out like this. Now there is one glitch. If you see, our bear is a little too much out, so what I'll do is I'll put him like this. He shall go in like this and come out like this. So before I stick it, I'll just close the whole flap, press it little hard. Okay, so hello Hetal, I see a lot of people. Yeah, so this is it. And so somebody when receives it thinks, oh my god, it's a beautiful card, but they don't know what is happening inside. While this little bear is, enjoying his birthday, his little girlfriend is already there dancing for him, I think. I like to put it that way. Yeah, so this is this and this is this. Yeah, so our card is ready. If you'd like to put up some message here, you can do it. If you want to write something very personal, you can do it. And what I would suggest is it's always better to leave a note inside the card. So that is how it is done. I hope you really enjoyed. Wait. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. Yeah, Shruti, definitely looks they're playing hide and seek. Both of them they're enjoying. I hope you all of you enjoyed making it. Yeah, I think it'll be saved. I'll have to search for the option somewhere. It will be saved. So I hope all of you enjoyed making this card along. I shall be putting all the details again of the special of the mechanism with all the different measurements and from where all it has to be scored. So I think you all can watch it again. No Craft Villa, you did not miss it. I'm definitely going to put it again on the blog, on the Tubbycraft blog. You can have a look there as well. Yeah, but I think you enjoyed it, and please let us know in the blog or on our wall. Please message us what in future would you like to see our DTs creating for you. Anything in personal that you want to know, or you want some new stamps, anything that you're looking towards. Please let us know. Please DM me or DM the Tubbycraft. Anybody, we're always there to help and support. Thank you, all the DT members, for your support. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's wrap it and call it today. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Have a great evening ahead. Bye, Hetal. Bye, Manisha. Bye, Pujita.